Season 7, the end of the Iconian War. This is going to end one of two ways. Either we win and we go about our mission of exploration, or we die in a blaze of glory. Either way, it's been an honor and a privilege bringing to you my series of Star Trek Yellow Springs. Will this be the end of her? We don't know for sure. All I know is this is going to be one heck of a fight. Let's begin our season finale entitled Midnight. I am willing and able to sacrifice myself, my crew, and my ship to end this war. It has to end. The casualties are just rising too high and too fast. As Captain Cargren said, one way or the other, this war ends. And I believe him. Either way, win or lose, it ends today.
You are cleared for docking.
I miss our colleagues too, but right now I need to check in with some of the other captains about our orders. And perhaps get one last FaceTime with them.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Bortesque will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
Kapla, Captain Corin.
All these years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end. Our suffering, our struggles cannot be rendered so meaningless. You know what we have been through. This bitter taste, this grief that washes over me, cannot be the last thing that I feel. We will rise again from this. We must.
Truer words, Commander. Jolan true. Here we go.
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for our last chance. I hope they have an ace up their sleeve, because I can't see a way to defeat the Iconians in a straight military battle. Whatever happens, just remember that you'll always have the Enterprise at your side.
Thank you, Captain Sean. And always remember that you'll have the Yellow Springs at your side as well. Let's begin this briefing. It's the calm before the storm.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Krynim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
Our previous time travel experiments have failed so far.
We presumably failed a temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia, to ensure there are no survivors for us to deal with in the present.
That seems like an exceedingly risky plan, and even if it works, we will be engaging in genocide.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy. If we do not stop them now, there is no guarantee that this plan will work. But if we do not try, we will certainly lose everything. Our long-range sensors have detected signs of transit from the Iconian spheres. The Iconians must be preparing their heralds for another large-scale invasion. We are gathering our remaining forces to make our stand. The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol System. If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noise team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight, and every other, until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor, and duty, and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive.
If we survive. Beam me up, Yellow Springs.
You are cleared for departure. Good luck.
This may be it, my friends. Wish me luck. Wish us all luck. Our last battle. Ironically, over Earth. Put him on screen.
I've gotten word from North. They've completed their modifications, and the Krenim time ship is on its way. We must hold off the heralds long enough for the Krenim ship to arrive and generate a portal. Once the portal is open, we will go back in time to ancient Iconia and try to change history. But first, we must survive long enough to do so.
Very well. Where can we shore up defenses?
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
Acknowledged, Enterprise. We're on our way.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW of Eventrix responding to your call for assistance, Hood.
They're bunched up too close to each other. Means navigating their warp core breach is a little bit difficult, but not impossible. Destroy that battleship.
UAV shipment range. This is the USS Cleveland. We're losing reactor containment. We need immediate assistance.
Enterprise can hold the line. Help get those ships back into the fight.
Will do, Enterprise.
Magnetic fields are failing. All hands abandon ship.
Picking up the escape pods.
Curler here.
Helm set, course for the Defiant. They're at the shipyards. Engaging emergency power to engines. Fire torpedoes.
Jupiter Station is reporting Herald ships are moving in with some kind of massive infrastructure. Requesting immediate assistance.
Yes, Paratus. Changing course to Jupiter Station.
Auxiliary power was nearly gone. Firing aft torpedoes. Destroy that energy gateway. Port shields are down. Shipyards are intact. Get those port shields back up.
Integrity. We need someone on damage control, or we may lose them before the ships in dock can mobilize.
Stand by. We're moving in to repair them now.
Akagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the Fight 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
This is ESD control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline. First space dock has lost fuel power. We're evacuating the crew.
I'm calling in some friends.
Chimera, all non-essential personnel are away.
Acknowledge. We're protecting the Alliance's flank. Let's make them pay for all the lives that they've taken from us. Starboard shields are down. Dominion ships?
I told you I'd be back, and this time I brought friends.
We've brought together forces from every quadrant of the galaxy. The Iconians have done the impossible. They've united us.
I hope you're happy to see me. It doesn't look like things have been going too well so far. I left because I needed to find allies for this war. Ones who you couldn't or wouldn't talk to. The Dominion understands the Iconian threat, and they are quite eager to protect their stake in this galaxy.
Your timing, Sela, as always, is impeccable.
The Herald ships are regrouping. We should use this respite to our advantage. Form up at the KIS Enerax. We must protect it long enough for it to activate a time portal. Once the portal is stabilized, we can use it to go back to Iconia's past, and hopefully undo this war before it starts.
That's our only option?
Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall, and Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
In that case, this is our last chance then. I'll see you in the past, Captain.
I'm arriving with the time ship. We must protect it until the portal is stable.
All available ships, protect the time ship.
Iconians off us. Temporal coordinates have been identified.
Another solar gateway. Port shields are down. Base of maneuvers. Fire F torpedoes. Come on, get that time ship all set up. They're shooting the beam. We need to hold out. At this point, divert all power to weapons. The Dreadnought's gone, but they're still coming.
That's it. The portal is active and stable. Enter it now.
1 second. Gotta take out this last battleship. We got a clear route. Helm, enter the time portal. Hopefully this works.
Energizing temporal emitters. The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The Heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
We're clear, Enterprise.
More gateways. An Iconian flagship is moving in.
This is the moment of your extinction.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our six.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the Valley of Death rode the 600.
We have no way of knowing what the end result was. Because we just jumped 200,000 years into the past before any of us were alive.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Thanks. Contact me if there's any other changes.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
Let's see what we can learn from these people in the time we have, though. So this is Iconia. Impressive.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matararen, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient level for you to be allowed access to our city. This will only take a moment.
By all means.
Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase. Please follow me. You must speak to my mistress.
Lead the way.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. If even one Iconian escapes, this could all be for nothing.
I know what our mission is, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need access to their data and the gateway controls.
Doesn't Sela have any bit of sympathy towards these people? Guess not. But then again, I really don't care.
You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
We just ended Matara's life in our timeline.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city. Their chronoton particles are out of phase, and per your instructions, I have brought them to you.
I'm not saying a word.
Thank you, Matararen. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogran?
Yes, we were separated from him on our journey here.
Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you passed through the same chronoton-charged nebula he did. That would account for the anomalous readings.
Yes, we did. We did pass through that nebula. Is there anything else we need to know?
Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemiran. She is the keeper of our World Heart, a repository of all knowledge and a genetic record of the worlds we have visited. The astrometrics data in the World Heart could prove quite useful to you. Do you have any questions?
Nothing at the moment. That's all for now. Let's speak to Lemiran.
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance? Either way, I apologize. I am rather occupied at the moment. Please return later. I should have time to speak to you then.
Very well. I'll be back then.
The changes we see in the Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient and terrible.
Let's go meet Captain Cogran. There he is. Maybe he can explain why he showed up first and we didn't.
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I remained cloaked, scanned the planet for several days, and then came to the surface as an explorer, seeking to open diplomatic relations with the Iconians. My ship is using the magnetic fields above the poles to help conceal its presence.
So far, what have you found?
The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh, and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser. Come. They will allow us to move through the city freely. You should see this for yourself.
We have a lot to see, Coghren.
Coghren is either a fool, or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission. We'll need to watch him closely.
He has a point, though, Selah.
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Shut up, Selah.
Hello. Can you help us? My herald is injured, and I cannot leave him. I need someone to bring us some healing supplies.
Sure, no problem. I can assist you.
Thank you. There should be a healer nearby.
There's one.
Do you require assistance, visitor?
Are you a healer? We're in need of medical assistance.
Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or maladies in your physical form. What do you require?
Oh, it's not for me. One of Valar's heralds is injured.
Oh, of course. It is our duty and privilege to care for our heralds. I will follow you to the patient.
Thank you.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
Selah?
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Let's speak to the herald.
Thank you, Traveler. I appreciate your assistance.
Let me ask him a couple questions. What do you think of the Iconians?
How do you feel about your creator? The Iconians are parent, teacher, master, friend. They are our rulers and our gods, and I am grateful for their guidance. They give purpose and structure to our lives. We would not exist without them.
And how do they treat you?
Exceedingly well. We do what manual labor needs to be done, as well as other tasks. And in return, the Iconians give me all I could need or want. I know it might sound like enforced servitude to you, but I don't see it that way. The Iconians are our beginning and our end. I am nothing without my mistress, and serving her is my greatest joy.
Okay, that's all for now.
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness. We can exploit that.
I am not so sure. After all, we've seen how the Iconians will transform their pets. The Heralds are merciless killing machines. They have killed multitudes during this war.
Deaths that we will avenge here. No more waiting. We need to finish our mission. I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
It's my job to help people in need. The circumstances are irrelevant. Let's go to the park area.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to a park.
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians, wonders can be found anywhere you look. We should talk to that officer over there.
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, it has proven to be most effective. To access the console, you must solve a series of problems that we believe only an Iconian could answer. Unfortunately, I fear the console is stuck in a testing phase, which is why I am protecting it. It may be a waste of time. You appear intelligent enough, but I doubt you or any of our other visitors could solve even the easiest of problems in the algorithm.
In that case, let me watch the console for you. Lemirin says she needs to see you right away anyway.
I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched, but all of my heralds are performing other duties. And if Elmiran sent you, very well. Thank you, Traveler. I will not be long.
Very well then. Let's access this console. Decode encryption algorithm 01. How many exotic spheres are possible in a 7-dimensional space? Well, the current entry is too low. Too low, but it's close. 28 exotic spheres. Okay. Given a population of diploid organisms that mate randomly with 9% of the population homogeneous recessive for particular trait, calculate the percent that are heterogeneous for that trait. Once again, too low, but it's close. Access security file on the Ikabar. Okay, let's download this data on the Ikabar. Access security file on the Denasians. Alright, let's download this data.
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
The evidence does point in that direction. What do you think, Seele?
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to know what some of the other visitors here think about the oh-so-noble Iconians.
Very well. Let's find out. Let's talk to this Iconian medic.
We will gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology is off limits.
Keep listening.
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one? We need the ability to take care of ourselves, but you won't give us the means to do so.
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely and wisely. One moment, Falkar. Yes, may I help you?
I just want to say that our people have a similar policy regarding technology to protect developing societies. And in my opinion, I think you're right in restricting access to that.
Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement, but ultimately, this is an Iconian matter. You are simply another visitor on our world.
Have it your way, then. A little rude, but they are proud. Let's drop on some of these visiting aliens.
We haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways, but just imagine what we could do with it.
So if that is what an Ikabar envoy looks like, I wonder what a Denasian looks like.
Oh, I have. You can move an army in the blink of an eye.
Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet.
Oh, they'd take over in a day. I'm still trying to acquire some of their data. Have you had any luck yet?
Nothing yet. Despite all their openness and hospitality, the Iconians have everything on lockdown. I can't even get near the building where they keep the world heart without some herald stopping me.
I think I've heard all I can.
If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
I agree with you on that point.
This doesn't prove anything. So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies. We know the bombardment is imminent. This world will be obliterated, no matter how much you sympathize with the Iconians. And don't forget what we're here to do. There can be no survivors.
I can see both sides of the argument. Let's return to the plaza. It's no different than using the Federation's Prime Directive. Very well. Avoid detection at all costs, Yellow Springs.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region. My ship is cloaked there.
Very well. Yellow Springs, take up on the polar orbit above the planet. Let's talk to this Iconian engineer.
Excuse me, but I require assistance. We have lost contact with several of our colony worlds. I am attempting to increase the range of this communications console to re-establish the connection. But I need another set of hands to adjust the frequency while I attempt to dial in the proper network levels. All of my heralds are currently working on the evacuation. Would you be willing to help me?
Sure, I'll do what I can to assist you. Let's see. The optimal range for the frequency output should be 14.7 terahertz. If that's what that stands for, I don't know. Right now, we need to decrease it. Locking in the frequency output.
Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my messages. Something terrible must have happened. We were not concerned about the lesser races. Not at first. They were like children who wanted things they could not understand. It was our duty to protect them, to guide them. In time, when they were ready, we would have shared all of our gifts.
What will you do now?
I do not know. If the colony worlds have fallen, then I am sorry. Please excuse me. I must speak to our leaders.
Best of luck to you.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
Only thing Seal can think of is revenge.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier absence. Do you have questions about our world?
We understand someone is attacking you. Do you know who they are?
We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Some of the others resent the blessings our people enjoy. They seek to take that which we will not give.
How do you intend to respond to this threat?
While we are an extremely advanced world, we are not, in general, a militant one. Tiket will coordinate the defense, but I remain hopeful that we can reach a peaceful solution before blood is shed. Motara speaks for us, and she is quite a gifted diplomat. If all else fails, there are places known only to us, and those who serve us. Our gateways can take us to these refuges, to recover and rebuild. Will you help us?
It begins.
The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the World Heart and escape. Will you help us?
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. They are peaceful. And they are guilty of no crimes, worse than standing up for their ideals. The very same ideals, I might point out, as the Federation's prime directive.
So you're saying we should help them, even knowing what they will do in the future?
You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed? For my part, I find no honor in cold-blooded murder.
I see your point on that. What do you think, Seele?
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. The Iconians will destroy my homeworld. They will bomb the Archive in the Lena system and exterminate the Preservers. They will incite the Undine to destroy Kashyyyk 4. They will attack our homeworlds, kill those we love, and threaten our very existence.
That's in the future. We're here right now.
And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves.
Do we have the right to execute the Iconians for crimes they have yet to commit?
It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice. We're here, and we will do what needs to be done. Atone for your sins after you've saved the galaxy.
Sometimes, Seele, being ruthless isn't right. We'll help them.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
We should be able to access the Gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at once.
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
Seele, that's enough.
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console.
Alright, let's initiate the download.
The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us.
Here they come. Bound to be more. Deploying mines. Fall back. Let them come. Let them come.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Now we need to release the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console.
Before I do that, let me deploy some mines. Initiate magnetic interlock release. Now.
More invaders. They must not take the World Heart.
Enemy targets on sensor. Personal shield losing.
I never seem to put those mines in the right spot.
We need to erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance.
Although I'm probably wrong in where I'm putting them, it's always a gamble. Initiating mainframe memory erasure now.
More aliens are coming.
Yep, I was wrong on that one again. I can never, like I said, I can never get the position of the mines right.
Mainframe memory erased. The last step is to eject the World Heart.
Let's do so then. Takes 2 to release. And to think, the World Heart is just that small little orb. All their knowledge and information packed into one little orb.
I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Defeating a significant force would be costly to both sides. I know you are not one of the whole, and I have no right to ask for your assistance. But would you help us evacuate the city?
Of course I'll help you evacuate.
Blessings of the whole upon you. We must gather as many of our people as possible and escort them to the gateway platform. Once we are there, I will open the path to our refuge. Many of our people already left for Colony Worlds, but we have lost contact with them. I fear the worst.
What should we do first?
I recommend we locate Tiket. She is our protector, and there are none who know the ways of our enemy as well as she. Tiket is a fearsome warrior, and has kept our people safe for countless millennia, until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Perhaps it is. When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
We faced Tiket before. Kahless even took her arm.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
Let's see, there's gotta be some way to convince her. Let's see if this will work. If you die here, who will claim vengeance for the fallen?
Your words have merit. If we go to the refuge, we can rebuild. There, we can plan our vengeance. No one will ever threaten us again.
Think about your people, Tiket, not your revenge.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful
Am I supposed to go this way? Yeah.
We will never forget this tragic day.
Somehow these soldiers have the ability to lock us in position. It doesn't matter at this point. We gotta rescue Matara.
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time. I will miss my home. Iconia is precious to us, but as long as the whole survives, we can use the World Heart to rebuild.
Get going to the platform. We'll meet you there. As well as any others we can find. Let's rescue some of these Iconians.
These are not a warlike people.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
Selah, for the love of God, just shut up! Send these Iconians to Safeway. There should be another group. Yep, there they are.
Flanking damage detected.
That does it for those. Send these Iconians to safety.
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all.
I've decided to spare the Iconians. We cannot hold them responsible for acts they have not yet committed.
The gateway is damaged. You will need to reroute the power and reinitialize the gateway opening sequence.
One of my away team members just went down, but I can heal her. Well, my Jem'Hadar soldier's doing that. Just as a precaution. Let's reroute power.
Didn't the others save the Iconians?
Once again, I was wrong.
They may already be here.
Deploying mines. Let's reinitialize gateway opening sequence.
We're losing ground.
We can't hold them off.
Selah, don't do it.
That's it. Send them through.
No, this isn't our mission.
Don't do it, Selah. Selah! Damn you, Selah!
You took everything from me!
The World Heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Seela, stop! We are better than this!
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people in payment for your treachery.
Nice going, Seela.
This has all played out this way before. I am the cause for Hobus.
You're responsible for this. Now let me take the world heart off you.
I know what you are going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. I should have acted sooner. If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored.
Can't you see that your act caused the destruction of Romulus? We sent 12 Iconians to Dewa 3. We are the others.
That can't... Taket! What have I done?
You've always been out for yourself, Seela. Now you see the results of your selfishness?
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers. Whatever our future may hold, we will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
This isn't going to be easy to explain, but as you said, we need to return. Yellow Springs, beam us up. Obviously, we beamed up.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
Wonder what changes there's going to be.
The Heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing! Hurry!
We went through, and now we're back.
Captain Cochran to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians. Show them we have it, and that we are the ones who saved them. This is our last chance to end this war.
Alright. Put the Iconians on screen.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision.
No, Lemirin. We have just returned from the past. Your past. And we have the World Heart to prove it.
How did you acquire that?
We saved it. We were there when Iconia was lost.
That is not possible. But yet, I see the World Heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Okay, but... So we are going to meet. As you also notice that her skin color was different because it was of years of anguish and anger and torment that she became what she is now. Whereas when we saw her on ancient Iconia, she was peaceful. Now you can see what 200,000 years has done. But what we did was for the better.
If what you say is true, then
This conflict must end, and this wound must be healed. I'll return the World Heart to you. Well, that changed the ship's appearance a little bit.
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember you helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other.
And this war should have never happened.
Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see where it has led. After we escaped to Daewalk 3, protecting ourselves became our sole purpose. We transformed ourselves, our home, even our heralds, to prevent another tragedy. And we vowed never to trust again.
You trusted me once, Lemurn.
I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us. And you were lost to time. And we preserved the whole by any means necessary.
You say you wanted to protect yourselves, but in doing so you destroyed countless lives.
We protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance, who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us, because that is who you are.
Starfleet's mission is to explore, not destroy. Like you, we were defending ourselves.
I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
Enough blood's been spilled. You and I need to end this war.
Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. They took my blood, they killed our sister, they broke our unity, and for that, I will destroy.
Have you forgotten what we did for your people? For you?
Never forget what you have done, or what that creator, the receiver, did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance.
Sela was grieving the loss of her homeworld. A homeworld you destroyed. You have already exacted your revenge.
A single world. I can destroy a million worlds, and it will not be enough. Your existence is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I must fight alone.
Taket, please listen to reason.
She will not listen. Taket has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Taket is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace.
That sounds very fair. But we still have to ratify this treaty with the Alliance.
I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time to breathe and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
Very well. Thank you for striking this accord. Where did she send me? San Francisco, home of Starfleet headquarters and Starfleet Academy. Get my uniform all straightened up. It is a time to celebrate. Let's speak with some of the other captains.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side, I know we can do it.
We'll succeed if we all work together on this, Captain.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again.
Now we must rebuild.
We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the Borg and the Dominion. We can survive this.
I agree, Captain Kim.
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. Those of us who remain must walk the path of honor.
It was your courage and testament that showed me the way, Cogran. Now to you, Sela.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
It's never too late to start. Let's beam back to the Yellow Springs. Get the final word from Command.
The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.
Hopefully so, Captain. That's it, folks. Our Season 7 finale. The war has ended. What's rest for the USS Yellow Springs and myself? Only time will tell. I hope you enjoyed this season and hopefully this series. Until then, this is Captain Chris Thorne, signing off.